Chapter 154 Arrival at the Heavenly Tao Sect. Boom, boom, boom. Suddenly, a deafening sound came from the distance, and then the crowd saw countless terrifying thunderbolts descending from the sky, like a meteor, heading in the direction of that piece of demonic aura shrouded in asterisk 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 asterisk. What a powerful might! This is even more powerful than a heavenly calamity. Kang Tian was stunned. He knew that Lei Boshan and that poison sect powerhouse were engaged in a battle. The battlefield was so far away from them, but they could still see such a big commotion. Their strength could be imagined. Lei Boshan, do you really want to fight with this seat to the death? Forcing this seat to explode itself is not good for you either. An angry roar came from the sky, and the entire sky was in turmoil. Kang Tian was shocked. How long had it been? This poison sect powerhouse had been forced into such a situation by Lei Boshan. This was too powerful. It was a pity that his strength was too low, and he had no way to observe the battle from a close distance. Just by virtue of you also want to borrow self-detonation to heavily injure my father, when my title of Thunder King is something I picked up. Lei Broken Sky's arrogant voice came from the sky. An incomparably vast power of thunder and lightning would come from the sky. The entire sky trembled. The boundless power of thunder and lightning shattered the void, and the world was a blazing light. Or, the poison sect powerhouse violently let out a miserable cry, as if he had suffered some terrifying attack. HMPH. If you dare to commit an offense against my heavenly Tao sect, you must have the consciousness of death, thunder prison of the heavens. Lei Broken Sky coldly shouted. Boundless lightning instantly shrouded the entire sky. The powerful energy fluctuation caused the distant immortal boats to be shaken back, frightening the crowd with a cry of alarm. Swish! When all the lightning rays disappeared, a tall figure asterisk 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 came and instantly appeared on top of the immortal boat. Let's go. Continue traveling to the Heavenly Tao Sect, Lei Boshan said coldly, and the entire immortal boat instantly started up and swept away in the direction of the Heavenly Tao Sect. The crowd on top of the immortal boat all looked at the magnificent figure in front of them with faces full of admiration. Too powerful. That terrifying poison sect powerhouse hadn't even lasted half an hour before being beaten to death by Lei Boshan. Kang Tian was most shocked. Above the immortal boat, Lei Boshan descended like a god, and everyone's gazes were filled with awe. That terrifying poison sect powerhouse was so simply killed by Lei Boshan. How much strength was needed to do this? Kang Tian's heart was even more shocked. He knew that the poison sect powerhouse was an absolute powerhouse of the harmonization stage. That kind of powerhouse that stood at the top of the flood continent, but even so, in a tragic death in front of him, it was just as shocking. Kid, cultivation has no end. Even the strongest of the harmonization stage is also in danger of his life. Just as the old man was at the beginning, all you can do is to keep making yourself strong. Emperor Dan also sighed. He knew that the scene that had just happened had touched Kang Tian a lot. Even a harmonization stage powerhouse had died like this, so how strong did one need to be safe? Kang Tian sniffed in silence, then asked curiously, how could Lei Boshan be so powerful? He's clearly at the divine separation stage. Even if he's no longer powerful, it's impossible for him to exterminate a harmonization stage powerhouse so simply. His heart was filled with doubts. Lei Boshan's power was beyond his imagination. Emperor Dan smiled and said, a holy son who can be crowned king is not something you can imagine. You brat should still prepare for the test of the Heavenly Tao Sect's disciple acceptance ceremony. Thinking about this right now is simply useless. Do not be overly ambitious. Kang Tian nodded in understanding. He hadn't even entered the Heavenly Tao Sect at the moment. These were still far away from him. But he kept the words, seal the king, close to his heart. A seal the king's son was surprisingly so powerful. This would be his goal in the future. The immortal boat had been traveling steadily for some time, and the people's minds gradually relaxed, not enough for them to be cautious. Who knew if there would be an attack later on? Judging from the attack just now, the war between the righteous path and the demonic path was already very intense. Surprisingly, even the harmonization stage powerhouses had come out. If it wasn't Laboshan who was escorting them this time, I'm afraid that all of them would have to die here. Alright, this father will continue to explain the Heavenly Tao Demon Sealing List to you all. Seeing that the mood of the crowd had calmed down, Broken Sky continued to talk about the Heavenly Tao Demon Sealing List. Although the crowd had palpitations in their hearts, they still had to listen attentively at this moment, because it was about their safety in the Heavenly Tao Demon Sealing List. Within 1 year of entering the Yuanying stage space from the Jidan stage space, you will be able to apply for withdrawal. And at this time you will already be disciples of the Heavenly Tao Sect, but of course, only miscellaneous disciples with the lowest status. The outer disciples of the Heavenly Tao Sect are divided into 3 levels: the Chores disciples, the Elite disciples, and the Excellent disciples. The Chores disciples will be dispatched to the Inner disciples to follow the orders of the Inner disciples, and will need to do a lot of chores every day. And they are the lowest status existences in the Heavenly Tao Sect. If you are able to find the Demon Locking Pagoda in the Yuanying space within 3 years, then you can be promoted to Elite Disciple. The status of Elite Disciple is much higher than that of a miscellaneous disciple. You can get the key cultivation of the Heavenly Tao Sect, and the resources you get every year is 10 times more than that of a miscellaneous disciple, the benefits of which can be imagined. And to become an excellent disciple, then you need to enter the Demon Locking Tower. As long as 100 people enter the Demon Locking Tower, the Demon Locking Tower will automatically close. So this holy ceremony, only 100 excellent disciples will be born. You guys endeavor to grasp the opportunity. Broken Sky said here and smiled slightly. Right, I forgot to tell you guys, as long as you become excellent disciples, you will be able to worship an elder of the Heavenly Tao Sect as your teacher. He. This is a great opportunity. With an elder teaching you, your future progress can be imagined. Instantly, everyone's gazes were filled with blazing heat. Their breaths were a little short. The Heavenly Tao Sect's elders were incomparably powerful, if they were able to worship them as their teachers. The benefits of this would be clear even to a fool. The only one who was calm was Kangtian. He had the Dan Emperor. He didn't care about any Heavenly Tao Sect elders at all. There is one more thing to tell you. The 100 outstanding disciples who enter the Demon Locking Tower will encounter difficult tests. If they can achieve the highest level, they will even be accepted as disciples by the Heavenly Tao Sect sealed elders. And it is even possible to worship the sect leader as a mentor, even though their status is still that of an outer disciple. This status is higher than that of an ordinary inner disciple, Broken Sky suddenly said. This time the crowd was not excited. They all knew that the strongest person who was able to enter the 100th place of the Demon Locking Tower was definitely a genius amongst the 10,000. They were still self-aware. Most of the people here were just hoping to become miscellaneous disciples on the line. As long as they worshipped the Heavenly Tao Sect, there would be plenty of opportunities to enhance their status in the future. There was no need to fight for their lives. Of course, these are the thoughts of people with low strength. Some of the more powerful young jungles still hope to go further, to be able to become elite disciples, so that at least they won't be called around by those inner disciples. After all, they are all young jungles, so that they all of a sudden turn into subordinates that serve others. They will definitely find it difficult to accept for a while. As for Kangchon, Zhao Wuji, and Lei Yun, these young supreme powerhouses, they naturally aimed for the Demon Locking Tower, trying their best to achieve a higher ranking and worship a great figure of the Heavenly Tao Sect as their master. I don't ask for much, as long as I become an outstanding disciple, Jin San Xiao said with a smile. Me too. Liu Suifang and Huo Xiangrong also nodded their heads. They were self-aware and knew that their strength was limited, and they were lucky to be able to enter the demon-locking tower. Lei Yun, on the other hand, had a warlike look on his face as he said, "I must enter the top 30. His strength had already surpassed Jin Sanxiao, and was not below the imperial capital 4G, so he naturally had an arrogant backbone. Then, congratulations in advance, haha, Jin Sanxiao and the others laughed. Then the crowd looked at Kang Chan and Zhao Wuji, thinking that these two should be heading for the top 10. First place, this young lady wants it. However, Zhao Linga playfully said, causing the crowd to burst into another fit of laughter. But this girl's strength was second only to Zhao Wuji and Kang Chan, and even stronger than Lei Yun, and naturally achieved a higher ranking than them. Kang Chan smiled faintly and said, "I'll settle for second place then." The crowd guffawed at his words, but they were appalled in their hearts. The determination revealed in Kang Chan's words had already told them the answer. Zhao Linga laughed, "Little white boy, count on your self-awareness. This young lady will take care of you when the time comes. Then third will be my big brother. Ha-hee." The crowd was speechless. This girl had settled on the top 3 in such a way. If those geniuses from other kingdoms knew about it, they didn't know how many enemies they'd have to set up. Zhao Wuji was silent, but the battle intent in his eyes was enough to say everything. Rumble. Right at this moment, the immortal boat shook, similarly entering a special territory. The crowd hurriedly looked out, and instantly everyone was dumbstruck, only to see between the drifting clouds an exquisite and luxurious palace floated in the void, and at a glance there were tens of thousands of palaces. Below these palaces is a glimpse of the vastness of the mountains. Do not know how vast this mountain range. In short, the crowd cannot see the edge. This is a fairyland, birds and flowers, jade buildings. Outside this fairyland, there is a formation to cover. Outsiders cannot see this magnificent fairyland. The reason for the vibration of the immortal boat just now was the vibration of the airflow caused by having to pass through this formation. Is this the Heavenly Dao Sect? This thought surfaced in everyone's mind. Only the Supreme Heavenly Dao Sect could have a place so beautiful as a fairyland. Rumor has it that the Heavenly Dao Sect is just like a fairyland. It really lives up to its name. Lei Yun marveled. His father was once an inner disciple of the Heavenly Dao Sect, so he had heard some information about the Heavenly Dao Sect. Everyone get ready. We will be having that cruel test soon. We might be separated by then. See you at the demon-locking tower. Jin Sanxiao said in a deep voice. He believed that the Heavenly Dao Sect must have an arrangement, and would not let all of them appear together in the same place in the Heavenly Dao Demon Ceiling list. Otherwise, wouldn't a few of them be able to sweep away everything when they join forces? It should be for us to randomly appear in it. When the time comes, all of us will have to be separated. That's what happened to my father back then. Lei Yun nodded and said, "See you at the demon-locking tower." The crowd nodded their heads one after another. At this time, the huge immortal boat began to slowly land, and Lei Boshan's voice came with it. "Little ones, congratulations on coming to the Heavenly Dao Sect alive, but the next test is even more brutal." Rumble. The immortal boat descended on a huge square. This square was incomparably huge and could not be seen at a glance. The crowd walked out of the immortal boat along with Lei Boshan, and then the immortal boat emitted a dazzling light and slowly shrunk, finally becoming a palm-sized boat that was put away by Lei Boshan. "Go on. The teleportation array there will send you all into the nodal stage space. In the Heavenly Dao Demon Ceiling list, I hope you all can come out alive," Lei Boshan said as he pointed at a huge green-colored light pillar in the square in the distance. These pillars of light were incomparably dazzling, and the crowd had noticed them long ago. They just didn't realize that this was the legendary teleportation formation, a special formation that could instantly reach another place. "Brother Wu, you must live. We'll worship the Heavenly Dao Sect together. Big brother, we'll just become miscellaneous disciples. You mustn't be impulsive. Little sister, remember to take good care of yourself. Apply for withdrawal. Once you enter the yuanying stage space, you can't be capricious anymore.